I'm Bill James. My title is Deputy Assistant Secretary for Development and Operations, or DevOps, and I work here at the VA headquarters in downtown DC. Three areas in particular. Number one is COTS. I think those of you who are listening and watching realize that the VA contains a huge hospital system. We have many, many hospitals and clinics across the country to serve veterans. And today, our basic electronic healthcare record system is called VISTA. It was a homebrew, very complex, but very performant piece of software to help doctors and nurses deal with veteran patients and their electronic healthcare record. Well, we're moving to a COTS product called Cerner, which is in use in the private sector. And so we're moving from homebrew to COTS. It's going to be a big transformation. That's an example of the modernization through COTS that we're beginning to adopt. Another couple of examples, we're modernizing and transforming our finance systems. Once again, we have a lot of homebrew systems and some mix of COTS systems, but we're moving to a GOTS system, or a COTS is basically a shared service that agriculture used before, and we call that our Finance Modernization Program. We're going to put that on our cloud and operate that on our cloud, but nevertheless, the code base is shared among many federal agencies. Another example is a medical logistics system that DoD uses, and we're going to adopt that and begin modernizing our medical logistics tracking. So I think those are all examples of the use of COTS or GOTS. Rather than building it ourselves, we would prefer to buy it or borrow it from other agencies. Another example in that domain is software as a service. So if I can go get software as a service and do it securely, and then we're going to go do that before we build our own. So that's kind of the COTS, GOTS, SaaS part. The second piece is cloud. We're adopting cloud aggressively. This VISTA electronic healthcare record system that we use inside the VA, we have 132 versions of that spread and that service hospitals around the country. Well, what we're doing now is we're moving VISTA to the cloud. So at some point, those 132 instantiations of VISTA will all be in the cloud, and which will allow us to test more easily, to access the data more easily, and be able to respond to outages much more quickly and much more reliably. Another example of that is our Veteran Benefits Management System, which supports our Veteran Benefits Administration. And what we've done, we took that out of a third-party data center and moved that to the cloud. We achieved really some pretty significant cost savings in doing so. But more importantly, when I talk to my customers across the table, they're interested in reliability. They want to know, is it up, right? Not how much did you save? And so we're gaining some significant reliability improvements. And the third area is application programming interfaces as an API. A lot of people aren't quite sure what an API is, and so I liken it to an electric outlet in your house. We have some benefits APIs, and veterans are by the hundreds submitting their benefits applications through this API now, as opposed to writing it on a form or typing it up on a computer and printing out a PDF and mailing the PDF or the paper to us. So it's all about making it easy for veterans and those who serve veterans to offer the applications and the paperwork in electronic format in a standardized, secure way. Another great example or use case is what we did with the electronic healthcare records for veterans. We announced about 6 months ago, I think, or so, this API that allows for your Apple iPhone, the health app, to display your veteran health record on your phone. So you don't have to carry around that pile of paper or hope your doctor has it, because you have it with you no matter where you go. So that's the power of standardization and the power of APIs for the veterans and for the software that we've been developing and using. We are trying some really, really interesting new things. Robotic process automation, or RPA. We have a couple of pilots, 3 pilots going right now. And as you can imagine, in a modern healthcare system like the VA operates and our benefits, we have a lot of paper coming in. I mean, scads of paper, just boxes and boxes of it. Well, we can apply robotic process automation, or RPAs, to help ingest that paper, scan and then take the words off of it and put them in the proper fields, and then automatically store that. That type of mundane processing is something that robots and automation can do, rather than wasting our human capital on doing those very low-level tasks. Artificial intelligence is here, and we're working on that in a big way in the VA. We have several offices in our Veterans Health Administration. We have something called the Million Veteran Genome, where we have millions of veterans who have volunteered their genetic information for the benefit of their fellow veterans. And being able to sort through that, see patterns, apply artificial intelligence in a very productive way to help maybe find some new way of solving a veteran's health problem